This video is brought to you by my absolutely incredible patrons. Seriously, I would not be able to bring you all this content without them. Thank you all so much. If you want to join them, head to the link on screen or click the link in the description. If we reach my current goal, I'll be able to come to a USA convention a lot sooner and finally meet a lot of you. But for now, enjoy the video.
What?
Hello, welcome to this Q&A. Now before we get started, I just want to say I have a new way to find questions in the YouTube comments. So if you want to leave a question for me in the YouTube comments, make sure you listen up to this. So if you have a question you would like me to discuss in a video, make sure in your question you put the hashtag Q&A, alright? Hashtag Q&A. That way it'll make it a lot easier for me to find it, and I'll know which questions people want me to put in a video and which ones they just want me to answer in the comments. And you can also browse the hashtag Q&A questions yourself, and make sure you give a like to the ones that you really want to see, because the ones with the more likes I will see first, and then the more likely I'll put them in a video. So when you leave me a question in the comments, make sure somewhere in your question you have the hashtag Q&A, right? Q&A. Doesn't matter if it's at the start, the middle, the beginning, just anywhere, hashtag Q&A. From Naylor the Ragan. I don't understand. Why would someone buy a character? I find it odd how someone would make a character just to sell. Can someone explain? Alright, I was absolutely dumbfounded by how many comments I got like this on my all my characters and personas video, because I talked a lot about how most of my characters I actually bought. And I didn't realize that was such a foreign concept to a lot of people, so I really wanted to just cover this comment in this Q&A. Now, I'm putting the laptop down for this. This could take a while. But the main reason people buy a character that is for sale is because, well, they like it. If you see a character that you really like and you really wish you had, and then it's for sale, you can have it. Like, yes, you can make your own characters, but you can't just copy someone else's design that they've already made. If you want that design, you have to buy it. You can't just copy paste it. It is also a lot faster than trying to design your own character. Like, I really wanted a Golden Tiger character, and then rather than like spend ages and ages trying to draw all the stripes and trying to get all the big cat anatomy down and trying to get all the colors and stuff, I just found one for sale that I really liked. So it turned, what, hours of work into 5 minutes of PayPal. Not to mention, not everyone is an artist either. A lot of people don't feel like they have any artistic abilities, so they don't want to try and design their own characters. They will prefer to have someone else design it for them that they know is going to look amazing. Because like I said in that video as well, when I was designing a Dezu, I was so stuck on the design for the head, like with the markings and everything. I just couldn't do it, and with my drawing abilities at the time, I just could not get something that looked like a Tasmanian devil, and I was so stuck and I was so frustrated. So I went to an artist that I liked and I went, hey, if I dangle some money in your face, will you help me design this character? There are also some closed species that are only available through adopts from the owner. So like primogens or renties, you can only buy those from people who are authorized to make them and sell them. You are not allowed to create one of your own, so you have to buy one. And if you've got like a favorite artist, it's really cool to be able to have a character that they have completely drawn from scratch and designed themselves that you own. Like, even if it's expensive, it's still really cool to have because you can appreciate it, you can look at the art, and it's just a character that you know you are going to love. And the cool thing is, the character development doesn't stop as soon as you've bought the character. Once you buy the character, where they go from there is up to you. You get to develop their personality, what they do, how they act, their favorite things. So you can completely personalize them from there, and sometimes you put a bit of your own personality into them, and then that ends up making them a persona for you. There are also a lot of people out there that are just not good at designing characters. Like, they're not happy with anything they can do. They're not sure what they want. They can't get anything out on the paper that they're happy with, so they just buy a character from someone else. As for selling them, I don't understand why this is such a hard concept. People like getting paid for doing something fun. Seriously, like, it is really fun to design characters. Try it. Just design something for funsies, and then if you don't want to keep it, you can sell it. And there are even some artists out there with an art skill so amazing and designs that are so unique and awesome that they make their whole living from selling characters. Like, it's pretty awesome. Alright, I think that's all the points I have. Let's move on. Bonjour Pocari. I'm fairly new to the furry community. The bottle has been a great help for understanding the community. Thank you. Anyway, I have a persona and a reference sheet, but no backstory. My question is there role for backstories? From Rose Champagne / Delta Ardent. This is your character. You can do whatever you want. whether it's a full-on 10 novel book series of backstory or no backstory at all. They just poofed into existence one day. It is totally up to you. The only time you might run into some rules is if your character is a species that someone else has created. So for example, if they're a Manakit, you couldn't really have a backstory about how they used to be a giant monster with huge wings that used to rule the lands of Narnia, because Manakits aren't allowed to be that big and wings, because that's one of their species rules. So you're only gonna look out for that. I have a character that's name is Wolfie Jester. Many others have the same name. How can I come up with a unique name for my characters in the future? From nobody, but I assume someone called Wolfie Jester. Okay, furries are not Neopets, okay? You don't have to have a 100% unique name to exist. It doesn't matter, like there's only so many names in the world, especially if it's a name that you didn't just make up. And that's really the only way to have like a name that you know is going to be 100% unique, is a name that you've made up yourself. Like my persona, Adezu, well funnily enough that name actually comes from a Neopet. But even then, I have still met one other person with a persona called Adezu, even though I made up that name. Like I don't care, but that's just the point. Having a completely unique name is a very difficult thing to do, but doesn't really matter, okay? Nobody can claim a name. Like a friend of mine, the name of his very first persona, his name was Blotch. And he came up with that himself. It's a really cool name. But however, there is a very famous furry artist with the same name, and people thought that he was just stealing his name when it was just a coincidence. But he still had to drop the name because he was getting abused for stealing Blotch's name. But you can't claim a real word. So I would advise not using any names from already popular furries just so that you don't have to deal with their white knights. Otherwise, it really doesn't matter. Use whatever name you want. I swear I know like 10 people called Dash and even more called Blue. And they don't care, I don't care, everyone lives in harmony. Another good way to have like a definitely unique name is to add a last name. Because if you've got a uncommon first name and an uncommon last name, odds are that no one else is gonna have that combination. I have been a fan of all your characters, personas, and videos for quite a while. I have a first name myself. My persona's name is Maple Stardust, and she is a brown and purple coyote. Okay, let's get to the point of this email. I just joined the furry fandom a month ago. I haven't fursuited yet at all. What can I do that doesn't cost so much money to do, but can still contribute to the fandom? Thanks for reading, Maple Stardust. Well, for starters, you don't have to contribute to the fandom by fursuiting. Like, it doesn't matter. I know some people who have one really nice fursuit that they bring out just for their one yearly convention, and the rest of the time it just sits in a cupboard. It doesn't matter. It's your fursuit. It's up to you how much you want to use it and what you want to use it for. But if you have that fursuiting itch, one good thing to do is videos. That's what I started doing because there were no meets or cons happening, and I'm like, you know what, I might start doing some videos because it's gonna be fun. I get to wear my fursuit and it's just gonna be awesome. You don't even have to publish them, just being able to film yourself and play with the footage and edit it, and it's just so much fun, and you just get to enjoy having your suit on. But for some good places to go public fursuiting, check out my bottle episode on public fursuiting. You will find a lot of great ideas there. From Jack Counts. Hey Bakari, I wanted to know what separates the good characters and the bad characters. Also, hi from Texas. Hi Texas. Literally, the only thing that separates good characters from bad characters is personal opinion. Like, I'm not even kidding. Something that looks absolutely horrendous, eye-bleeding, horrible to you, could be the favorite character of someone else. There is no set rules for what makes a good and a bad persona. It is completely in the eye of the beholder. Like Elk Dragon, as I've mentioned before, their designs are incredibly wacky and rainbowy and just out there. And most people would consider those designs to be bad, cringy, just they managed to find themselves on a lot of cringe pages. But those designs, I love them so much. I can't put my finger on it, but I just love them. So to me, those are good characters, while a lot of people would think they are bad. So literally, it is just personal opinion. From Moonfire, I have a question. Do you have any tips for fursuiting in hot weather? If so, what? Lots of love from Florida, Moonfire. My advice for fursuiting in hot weather is don't. Seriously, don't do it. It is incredibly dangerous. Heat stroke is a very, very, very real risk even when it's not hot. Like, if you are not comfortable being outside in a long sleeve shirt and long pants, it is too hot for fursuiting. Putting on pounds of fur in very hot weather is going to give you heat stroke. And heat stroke is extremely dangerous in its severe cases. People have died from heat stroke. Because when it gets bad enough, you are going to faint, and then when people call an ambulance, the paramedics are going to come and they are going to cut you out of your fursuit. They're not going to care about like gently lifting off your head and slowly wiggling out of your body. It's a medical emergency. They are going to cut you out of your fursuit and get you to a hospital. I don't care how great of a fursuiting opportunity it would be or how badly you want a fursuit, don't do it. It's stupid. Find somewhere indoors that is air conditioned. Alright, that is it for this week's Q&A. Thank you for watching. Please leave me some more questions in the comments below, and make sure to use the hashtag Q&A, and make sure you thumbs up the ones that you want me to answer more. Or you can even email me. Email me at bakariru@outlook.com. That's probably the best place to send if you send your longer questions. Alright, I'll see you in the next video. Bye!